Your erection is weak. Your potency is not the same anymore. If you're under 75, that's not normal. Stay with me until the end of this video because I'm going to reveal 5 secrets for a strong erection, and the 4th secret will also boost your testosterone. Of course, this video deserves your like, deserves your thumbs up. Go ahead and share it with your group of friends, could use a little help. And tell me how old you are and how many times a week you play the game. Be honest, okay? Let me know in the comments below. My friends, don't forget to visit my website. On my website, you'll find all the supplements I use and recommend, and that you guys are always asking me about. For example, what's the best omega-3 and the correct vitamin D with K2 dose? Everything is on my website, including my courses and social media accounts. It's easy to find me. Just type Moacir Rosa into Google and you'll find my website. Erection difficulties have 3 main problems, and they have nothing to do with age. Problem number 1, too much stress. This releases catecholamines, which are vasoconstrictors. This is real poison for an erection. Because number 2, low testosterone. Testosterone is a fundamental hormone for men's health. Lastly, reduced blood flow. If you don't have adequate blood flow to the organ, you won't be able to achieve and maintain an erection. In this video, I'll address these 3 problems. How can we improve this? Through simple habits and strategic foods. And of course, some supplements that will help you have a much stronger and much longer lasting erection. Let's talk first about stress, which is more common in young men. After all, they are still in the workforce, have small children, and financial problems. All of this, besides releasing cortisol, also releases catecholamines. And what's the problem with that? The problem is that for you to have an erection, vasodilation is necessary. Blood vessels open, blood flows in, and the erection happens. So what do catecholamines do? Adrenaline and noradrenaline do the opposite. They cause vasoconstriction. If you have a lot of catecholamines in your bloodstream, forget it. The erection won't happen. So Moacir, what should you do to reduce this stress? Actually, it's pretty simple. You can start by exercising. Physical exercise benefits your health in many ways, including your erection. Physical exercise releases serotonin and endorphins, which help reduce that stress. You also need to have a healthier night's sleep. When you sleep well, in addition to reducing cortisol, remember that high cortisol lowers testosterone. You also control the release of these catecholamines. And an interesting tip is the practice of meditation. It's much simpler than it seems. If you've never done it, look it up on YouTube. There are several videos and guided meditation audios. Start with 1 minute. Meditation is a breathing practice that greatly reduces stress. Try it for a week and see how it improves your overall health. This is number 2. This is very common in older men, but it's also increasingly present in younger men. Low testosterone. What is considered low testosterone for us men? I consider a testosterone level above 600 to be adequate. And I'm going to explain here how to improve testosterone levels above 600. Moacir, but I'm already over 50, 55, even 65 years old. My testosterone can't be that high. Actually, it can. I'm 52 and my testosterone is close to 1,000. Then I'm going to teach you how you can improve those testosterone levels. First, the enemy of testosterone is a bad night's sleep, my friends. If you sleep poorly, the testosterone peak, which happens at night, drops significantly. Poor sleep causes testosterone levels to drop. So the number 1 secret for good testosterone levels is a good night's sleep. I have videos here about this that you can look up. I talk about these and several strategies to get a good night's sleep. Physical exercise. There it is again. The biggest stimulus for testosterone production is strength training. When you do strength training, you stimulate your body to produce testosterone. And finally, some very interesting supplements can help with natural testosterone production. Here I'll mention the most common, the most classic ones. Zinc. Zinc is essential for the enzymes that produce our endogenous testosterone. Magnesium. Magnesium is involved in more than 300 reactions in the body and is also strategic for testosterone production. Now, there are actually two plants I'm going to share with you here, which are extraordinary. For testosterone, fenugreek. It doesn't act directly on testosterone production. Fenugreek helps release testosterone that is bound to sex hormone-binding globulin, a protein that carries testosterone through the blood. In fact, 97% of our testosterone is bound to this sex hormone-binding globulin. In that form, it has no function. It needs to be free. Fenugreek acts in this process, but pay attention, it needs to be fenugreek in a standardized dry extract with at least 300 milligrams of furostanol. It has this property and an extraordinary effect. Ashwagandha is a plant that has a dual property. It helps reduce stress. Remember we said that stress is a problem? Ashwagandha helps a lot with stress modulation and also assists in the direct production of testosterone. So the key to good testosterone levels is right there. A good night's sleep, strength training, and strategic supplements like fenugreek and ashwagandha. It's also important to note that if you're overweight with a lot of body fat, there's an excess of an enzyme called aromatase. It could be that your testosterone is low because this aromatase converts testosterone into estrogen. Sometimes you produce good levels of testosterone, but excess body fat aromatizes this testosterone and turns it into estrogen. The less body fat you have, the more testosterone you tend to have. Now I'm going to talk about vasodilators, which help blood flow into the organ for a much stronger erection. I'm going to bring you some truly extraordinary foods. If you don't eat these foods, it's time to include them in your diet. First, beetroot. Beetroot has a large amount of nitric oxide, which helps dilate blood vessels. It's time to add beetroot to your diet. You can make beetroot juice, have it with lunch, or eat it in other ways. Beetroot is rich in nitric oxide and helps with vasodilation. Second, watermelon. Watermelon contains citrulline, which is converted into arginine and promotes the natural production of nitric oxide. A great dessert tip for you. And chocolate contains epicatechin, but pay attention, it's not milk chocolate. I'm talking about chocolate with more than 80% cocoa. This epicatechin is anti-inflammatory, improves blood vessel health, and also helps with nitric oxide production. You can also have arginine compounded together with citrulline. Compounding pharmacies do that. Citrulline with arginine and ornithine can also be interesting. These are substances that help with vasodilation. In fact, medications for impotence like Viagra and Cialis, tadalafil and sildenafil work this way, promoting vasodilation. But beetroot, watermelon, chocolate, arginine, and citrulline are natural vasodilators. My friends, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to visit my website. On my website, you'll find all the supplements I use and recommend, my courses, and my other social media. Just type Moacir Rosa into Google. I hope these tips have been useful for you. Try to improve these 3 factors and then let me know how your erection has improved. A big hug, my friends. Until our next conversation. See you then.